Are you an empath executive looking to thrive in a fast-paced, high-pressure work environment? Do you want to maintain your energy and clarity amidst the chaos of the corporate world? Welcome to the world of high-frequency living, where self-care becomes your secret weapon for success. In this podcast, we will explore the art of high-frequency self-care for empath executives and how it can transform your professional and personal life. Dive headfirst into the vibrant world of high-frequency living, and you'll find it's not just about humming at a pitch only dogs can hear. Nope, it's about tuning into life's ultimate playlist, those top-tier vibes that resonate with your most radiant self. Think of it as fine-tuning your personal frequency to broadcast at your best, more joy, clarity, and energy. As an empath executive, you're equipped with a super-sensitive antenna for the emotions and energies swirling around you. This makes it doubly important to dial into frequencies that uplift and support you, rather than those that drain your batteries and leave you feeling like yesterday's tech. Imagine living in a state where you're constantly vibrating at a level that makes coffee nervous, where you're not just getting through the day, but soaring above it. High-frequency living is the art of choosing your vibe with the precision of a DJ crafting the perfect set list. It's about consciously deciding which energies you let influence your groove and which ones you flip the switch on. By embracing this electrifying way of life, you're committing to a version of self-care that goes beyond bubble baths and binge-watching your favorite series. Though, let's be honest, those have their place too. It's about creating an environment, both internally and externally, that pulses with positivity, empowering you to lead with empathy and excel in the executive arena without sacrificing your spark. So, let's crank up the dial on those high vibes, shall we? By nurturing a lifestyle that's in harmony with your highest self, you're not just surviving the boardroom battles, you're thriving in them, all while keeping your empathic soul intact. Now, isn't that music to your ears? Navigating the corporate labyrinth with the heart of an empath can feel a bit like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in a wind tunnel, challenging, to say the least. Empath executives, with their finely tuned emotional antennae, often find themselves absorbing the emotional static of the workplace. Imagine being a sponge in a sea of stress, anxiety, and the occasional tempest of office drama. It's no wonder that, without a sturdy self-care regimen, these corporate warriors can end up feeling more like they've been through a spin cycle rather than leading the charge. Here's the crux of the empath executive dilemma. How do you keep your emotional wellspring from becoming a drainage ditch for every stray feeling wandering the halls of your workspace? It's a bit like being at a buffet and knowing that not all dishes are conducive to your well-being. Just as you wouldn't pile your plate with foods that disagree with you, it's essential to sidestep energy-draining interactions that leave you feeling depleted. The plot thickens when the inherent responsibilities of leadership come into play. Empath executives are not just navigating their own emotional landscapes, but are also tasked with guiding their teams through the corporate jungle. This requires a delicate balance of empathy and assertiveness, knowing when to lend an ear and when to gently steer the ship back on course. Without the armor of high-frequency self-care practices, our empathic heroes may find themselves wearing their capes a bit threadbare. The key is not in becoming impervious to the emotional energies of others, but in learning how to navigate these waters with grace, resilience, and maybe a touch of humor. After all, what's a day in the office without a little laughter to clear the air? Imagine high-frequency self-care as your personal wellness entourage, a harmonious blend of practices that keep your inner light shining bright and your empathy engines running smoothly. It's the wellness trifecta: mind, body, and spirit coming together in a high-vibe symphony that's music to your soul. First up, let's talk about the maestro of the mind, meditation. Think of it as your daily brain detox, sweeping out the cobwebs and tuning your thoughts to the frequency of can do and just did. It's not just sitting in silence, it's an invitation to a mental dance party where worries are not on the guest list. Next, we slide into the domain of the body with a dollop of exercise and a side of healthy eating. This isn't about transforming into a marathon runner overnight or bidding adieu to chocolate forever, because that's just cruel. It's about moving in ways that spark joy and fueling your body with the good stuff, food that tastes like sunshine and makes you feel like you've got a battery pack strapped to your back. Last but definitely not least, we arrive at the spirit, the essence of you that needs more than just a spa day to feel rejuvenated. This is where setting boundaries comes into play. Think of it as building a cozy fort around your energy, complete with a no negative vibes allowed sign. It's about saying yes to what serves you and no to what drains you, without an ounce of guilt. By weaving these core elements into the tapestry of your daily life, you're not just practicing self-care, you're curating a lifestyle where your empathic gifts are not just preserved but celebrated. It's about creating a ripple effect of positivity that begins with you and extends outward, transforming the way you navigate the world, one high-frequency moment at a time. Rise and shine, Empath Executives. Your morning routine is about to get a high-frequency makeover that'll make even the sun envious. Let's face it, mornings can be a bit of a mixtape. Sometimes you hit the play button on a day that feels like a power ballad, and other times it's more of a forgotten B-side track. The goal here is to ensure your morning playlist is less of hitting snooze and more of hitting those high notes, setting a rhythm that dances you right into a day of peak performance. Kicking things off, meditation isn't just for monks or your yoga instructor named Peace. It's your secret weapon against the mind clutter that likes to throw impromptu parties at dawn. Carve out time to sit with your thoughts, letting them pass like clouds on a breezy day. This mental decluttering session is like hitting the reset button, giving you clarity before you've even had your first sip of coffee. Speaking of sipping, why not journal over a cup of joe or tea, if that's your jam? Penning your thoughts, intentions, or even the things you're grateful for can turn your inner monologue into a motivating dialogue. It's like having a pep talk with yourself, minus the awkwardness of talking out loud. And let's talk gratitude exercises, because nothing says, "I'm going to rock this day," like a heart full of thank yous. It's about acknowledging the good vibes from the get-go, making it tougher for the day's curveballs to knock you off your high-frequency perch. Incorporating these practices into your morning routine doesn't require a magic wand or more hours in the day. It's about making intentional choices that align with your high-frequency goals. So, tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, ask yourself, am I ready to tune into my high-frequency channel? The answer, with a morning routine like this, is always a resounding yes. Let's chat about the dynamic duo that keeps our high-frequency engine humming, our body and mind. As an empath executive, the journey to nourish these two isn't just about kale smoothies or hitting the gym. Oh no, it's an epic saga of tuning into what makes you feel like a superhero in your own life narrative. Think of your body as the vehicle for your empathic superpowers. Now, would you fuel a high-performance car with low-grade gasoline? I think not. The same goes for your body. Feeding it with nutritious foods is like choosing premium fuel. And before you fret, this doesn't mean bidding adieu to your culinary pleasures. It's about finding that blissful balance where avocados and the occasional chocolate cake coexist in harmony. It's about listening to what your body truly craves, nourishment that energizes and revitalizes, without the side dish of guilt. And let's not forget about breaking a sweat. Exercise isn't just a chore, it's a celebration of what your body can do. Whether you're channeling your inner yogi, taking a brisk walk in nature, or dancing like nobody's watching, because honestly, they're probably not, it's all about moving in ways that spark joy and ignite your internal fireworks. Now, for the mind. This magnificent realm, with its endless thoughts and emotions, thrives on a diet of positive thoughts and mindful practices. Imagine weaving mindfulness into the fabric of your day as effortlessly as breathing. From a morning meditation that sets the tone for your day to a mid-afternoon gratitude pause that recharges your empathy batteries, it's the small acts of mindfulness that lead to monumental shifts in your vibrational frequency. Together, nurturing your body and mind isn't just an act of self-care, it's a rebellion against the status quo of executive burnout. It's a declaration that says, I'm here to thrive, not just survive. So, dear Empath Executive, are you ready to turn the page on this chapter of your high-frequency saga? The journey to nourishing your body and mind in ways that resonate with your soul starts now. Boundaries, the unsung heroes of the Empath Executive saga, where the line between I'm here for you and I'm on my last nerve becomes a fine art. Establishing boundaries isn't about building a fortress around your heart. It's more like setting up those little velvet ropes you see at swanky events. They're there to let the good vibes in while keeping the energy vampires at bay. Think of it as being the bouncer at the club of you. Not everyone gets on the list, and that's perfectly okay. Learning to say, No is like learning a new dance move, awkward at first, but oh so liberating when you get it right. It's about understanding that your time, energy, and emotional well-being are VIPs in their own right. And guess what? They don't owe anyone an explanation for why they can't attend every party they're invited to. Delegating tasks is another boundary-setting classic. It's the equivalent of splitting your dessert with a friend. You get the joy without overindulging. It tells the world, I'm awesome, but I'm not a one-person show. This move not only protects your energy, but empowers others to shine, too. Creating space for self-care is the cherry on top of your boundary-setting Sunday. It's declaring that, yes, you are unapologetically taking time for yourself, whether it's for that power yoga session or simply 5 uninterrupted minutes to breathe and be. So, dear Empath Executives, wear those boundary-setting hats with pride. Not only are you safeguarding your energy, but you're also teaching by example that it's cool to respect and protect your vibe. After all, the best leaders are those who know how to keep their inner light shining bright, without letting the world dim it down. Let's waltz into the world of mindful movement, where every step, stretch, and sway is a love letter to your soul. This isn't about sculpting six-pack abs or mastering the marathon, though kudos if that's your jam. It's about moving with intention, grace, and a dash of playfulness. Imagine your body as a musical instrument and mindful movement as the symphony you conduct to harmonize your inner and outer worlds. It's the physical poetry that whispers, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm fabulous. For the Empath Executive, weaving mindful movement into your day can be the secret sauce to keeping your emotional and physical well-being sautéing on a steady simmer. It's the antidote to the desk-bound blues and the Zoom fatigue funk. Whether you're flowing through yoga poses with the elegance of a seasoned yogi, or simply stretching between meetings like you're reaching for the last slice of pizza, it's all about infusing your day with movement that matters. Consider Tai Chi, where every slow, deliberate movement is a meditation in motion, teaching patience and focus in the eye of the corporate storm. Or dance, where you can boogie away the boardroom baggage and shimmy into a state of sheer joy. It's not just exercise, it's an expression of your deepest self, a way to communicate without words and to connect with the vibrant energy of life. So, let's pirouette past the notion that movement is merely physical and dive into the delightful depths of mindful movement. It's here, in the dance of life, that Empath Executives can truly shine, turning every gesture into a testament of their resilience, joy, and boundless energy. Step into your own rhythm and discover the transformative power of moving mindfully through the world. In the grand orchestra of high-frequency living, technology is like that one instrument that can either enchant the audience or completely throw off the melody. For the Empath Executive, it's all about conducting this digital symphony with a maestro's finesse. Let's be real, our devices can be like those needy friends who constantly vie for our attention, tempting us with the promise of instant gratification. But here's the witty twist, you're the one holding the baton. Picture this, your inbox is overflowing, your phone is buzzing with notifications, and your smartwatch is sending you subtle, or not so subtle, reminders that you've been sitting for too long. It's like being at a rock concert where every instrument is playing a different song. Chaos, right? Here's where setting up your digital boundaries becomes a game changer. It's not about shunning technology. After all, it keeps us connected in ways that would make sci-fi writers of the past green with envy. It's about curating your digital environment to serve you, not drain you. Imagine scheduling screen-free times where you disconnect to reconnect with the world around you. Or creating tech-free zones in your home, sanctuaries where the only pings and dings come from the clinking of glasses or the laughter of loved ones. It's about using technology mindfully to amplify your life, not hijack it. Use apps that enhance your productivity, meditative playlists to deepen your focus, or digital tools that remind you to pause and breathe. In this dance with the digital, remember, you lead, it follows. With a few mindful swipes and clicks, technology can become a partner in your high-frequency journey, harmonizing beautifully with the life you're creating, one where you're not just connected, but truly tuned in. Embarking on your journey to high-frequency living as an Empath Executive doesn't mean you have to solo the entire symphony. Imagine forming an orchestra of individuals who not only get your high-vibe vision, but also play their own instruments with gusto. That's right. It's time to assemble your squad of energy amplifiers, those rare gems who reflect and multiply your best vibes. Think of this as networking, but with a twist. Gone are the days of awkward mingling over stale canapes. Instead, envision connecting with souls who spark joy, ignite passion, and encourage your growth, both in the boardroom and beyond. This isn't just adding names to your contact list, it's about curating a circle that resonates with your core values and aspirations. But where do you find these fellow high-frequency aficionados? Start in places that light you up. Workshops, seminars, online forums dedicated to leadership and self-improvement, or even a yoga class can be fertile ground for connections that go beyond the superficial. Keep your antennae tuned for individuals who speak your language of positivity, resilience, and empathy. And remember, in this high-vibe network, you're not just looking for cheerleaders. Seek out those who challenge you constructively, who can be both your sounding board and your mirror, reflecting back not just what you want to hear, but what you need to grow. Cultivating this network is like gardening. It requires patience, care, and a bit of sunshine. So, water these relationships with kindness, authenticity, and a sprinkle of humor, and watch as your high-frequency network blossoms into a vibrant community that elevates not just your career, but your entire being. Stepping into the shoes of a high-frequency leader is like being the conductor of the world's most dynamic orchestra, where every note played has the power to inspire and uplift. As an empath executive, you've got more than just a sharp suit in your wardrobe. You've got a toolkit brimming with empathy, active listening, and a dash of emotional intelligence that would make even the most stoic board member take notice. Leading with high frequency isn't about wielding authority with an iron fist. It's about guiding with a velvet glove. It's the art of turning every challenge into a chorus of opportunity, encouraging your team to sing from the same song sheet, even when the tunes get tough. Think of yourself as the maestro of motivation, striking a chord that resonates with the heart and soul of your team, nudging them gently toward their peak performance. Your baton? A keen sense of self-awareness and the ability to tune into the emotional wavelengths of those around you. This isn't just about reading the room, it's about orchestrating an environment where passion, creativity, and collaboration harmonize effortlessly. With a sprinkle of humor here and a dollop of confidence there, you're not just managing people, you're empowering them to unlock their full potential. So, dear empath executives, embrace your role as high-frequency leaders. By fostering a culture of empathy, resilience, and positivity, you're not just climbing the corporate ladder, you're setting a whole new standard for what it means to lead. And that, my friends, is leadership music to anyone's ears. Ready to elevate your executive journey with high-frequency living? At Luminous Prosperity, we believe in empowering empath executives like you to thrive, not just survive. Sign up today for 2 weeks of complimentary executive coaching and high-frequency lifestyle design. Experience firsthand how our tailored approach can transform your professional and personal life. Visit luminousprosperity.com and start your journey towards a more vibrant, balanced, and successful you. Don't wait. Your high-frequency future waits.